Last year, I picked up these Rokit KRK 8s that you see behind me, but before them, I used the Mackie CR3s, which are a small pair of studio monitors that cost around $100, which are also right there. I used those monitors for almost 6 years and got the most that I possibly could out of them until they finally broke down on me. Although those monitors will always hold a special place in my heart, since then, I've upgraded to the KRKs and my music has never sounded better. What's up, geniuses? My name is Adrian Rivera, and welcome back to the channel where you learn to show your genius. Before we start, I want to mention that this video isn't sponsored by Rokit, but the channel is supported by you whenever you purchase a beat from adrianrivera.com or sign up for my Vocal Genius mixing course. So feel free to check out those resources in the description below. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not necessarily the biggest gearhead out there. I don't look at all the statistics between audio devices and measure decibel levels. I just wanted something that was going to get the job done and do it really well. And man, have these Rokits done that for me. I was looking for studio monitors that were going to last me a long time and provide me with a better sound quality than the CR3s. And when I first got the Rokit KRKs, I could tell right away that these studio monitors, real deal. They're hefty monitors with a very solid build quality, and the design is sleek, especially with its iconic black and yellow color scheme. There's an included display knob on the back of each monitor to control the EQ settings just in case you need to. Personally, I tend to keep the settings neutral, but it's nice to have the option just in case. I've actually taken these monitors on vacation with me before, and I've had to adjust the gain settings on one of the speakers because of the bedroom space I was staying in. So it does come in handy. Right now, I have a very simple home studio setup with the Rokit KRKs on my desk facing my direction. It's not the most sophisticated setup, but I'm assuming most people will have something similar to me in their home or bedroom studio. They're not on speaker stands, but the monitors are so big that the tweeters are at about ear level anyway, which is the height most people recommend you have your studio monitors. I remember a problem that I used to have before I got these monitors was that my songs would never have enough bass. Part of that I attest to the fact that I was mixing on speakers that didn't have big enough drivers for me to really feel the bass frequencies. Since these studio monitors are pretty big at 8 inches tall, I no longer run into the problems of not having the proper amount of bass in my mix because they produce such a wide frequency range. Now, it is a little unfair to compare these monitors to the CR3s because they are meant for a more intermediate level of audio engineers, so it's no surprise that they outperform them in every way. Like I mentioned before, you have a lot more flexibility because of the additional EQ settings they come with, and they're also significantly, and I mean significantly, louder than the CR3s because of how big the woofers are. You honestly will cause some ear damage listening to these at max volume for extended periods of time. A neat feature that I like about these monitors is its standby mode, which puts the speakers to sleep after a few minutes if nothing's playing. This helps save power and prevents any power surges that create a popping noise, which you might have noticed if you've ever turned on your computer while your speakers were still on. Power surges can cause damage to your speakers over time, so having this feature really ensures that these last you a while. I think it's pretty clear by this point that I think these monitors are great. The only cons I can think of is that you need to make sure you have the space to house these speakers of this size. I use the Rokit KRK 8s, which are 8-inch monitors, but you can go down to 7 inches, 5 inches, or even up to 10 inches. It just depends on your space, but most people will find that 8 inches is more than enough. Way above average. It might even be like a little too much for some people, but not me.
That was such a stupid edit.
Another thing to note is that the mesh on these tweeters are actually pretty easy to leave an indent in, which can muffle the sound of your high end on these monitors. If you're like me and accidentally indent the tweeter while taking it out of the box, the only way to fix it is by opening up the monitors. I've only ever had to do this once before, and it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's definitely something to be aware of. I also would have preferred if the power cables were a little bit longer because it was a struggle trying to figure out how to plug them in while still keeping them in the same setup. Regardless, I highly recommend the Rokit KRKs for anyone looking to upgrade their gear to something of a higher caliber. I have not had any issues with these speakers over the past year of using them, and I can't see myself having any issues in the near future. Overall, these monitors are well worth the price and a perfect upgrade for your home studio. Feel free to pick these up through the link in the description to help support the channel, and subscribe for more music production and marketing content. Check out this video for a review I did on some really good studio headphones, and don't be afraid to show your genius.